What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our very first Visionary Legends podcast episode, man. Visionary Legend conversation. So, I'm here with some very distinguished guests, some very good friends of mine. Starting off with Chico Bennett.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I got Briston Bennett here as well. I got my guy Joe Cantrell and Caleb C sitting right here next to me. Some very diverse and talented young black men doing various things who are here to talk to y'all about a wide range of topics covering from their experience of being black student athletes, identity. We're talking about fraternities and being artists and creatives and, reflecting back on our 2023 goals while also, creating the vision for direction for 2024. So I just want to give everybody a round of applause for our distinguished guests for being here today.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, we have history being friends. We all started. I think the connecting piece for us was football. We were all teammates together in high school, and we grew up together playing ball together and various things. So football has been the connecting piece to our friendship. But since then, we've all sprouted and took different lanes and began forging different adventures, So I do want to talk to y'all about, the game. We all end up playing college football, which is a great accomplishment in itself. So I just want to wanted us to tell our listeners about your experience of being a black student athlete, we got a wide range of conferences and divisions being represented, from Division I to FBS to FCS and Power 5 and also Division III with great academics in football as well. So just know that just being able to take that next step into their career is a blessing in itself. So there is nothing better than the other. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no comparison on this journey. You just want to make sure that you're constantly elevating. So Chico, Chico Bennett, y'all. Right? Chico Bennett, y'all. Chico Bennett, one of our Power 5 athletes. But that's just one identity. That's just one of the identities. Hopefully he can express to us about his experience about being a black student athlete at UVA. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, first, appreciate you having me here, man. But man, being a black student athlete on campus, it's cool. It's one of those things from a generational standpoint that you can just go out and say that, listen, that this is something I'm doing, not only for me, but for, the generations to come and the generations before me. But then, while I'm being there, dude, it's you look that different. A lot of folks don't categorize. I think it's safe to say that we, no matter what conference or division we in, it's going to be the same thing. And you looked at the same way. You're just there for sports, vice versa. Not really there for the academics. What's crazy is, man, as I was just kind of, sitting and reflecting, thinking about the questions that you was asking, and it was just, I was thinking about it, man. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, in terms of academics and how I approached it, man, I feel like I had more care than some of the regular students, I'm on top of my stuff more than they are, and I feel like, I had no choice, but, ultimately, man, it kind of, gives them a different side of things that, like, I'm more than just this athlete that you think, this big black athlete that you see coming in y'all's class, man. So
Right.
try to give them that, listen, we're more than just that. We're people just like you, and we got a whole lot of stuff on our plate just like you do. But we all have our things that we have to accomplish individually. But here we are coming into a classroom together, still trying to get our degree. So it's been cool, man. It's been a great experience, blessed. And ultimately, man, just trying to look forward to just keep, making the generations proud before me, and then, showing the generations come after me, hey, it's all obtainable.
Yeah, man. That's important, bro. Trailblazing. You know what I'm saying? Trailblazing for our families. Like when I say I have distinguished guests amongst me, like these are people who are leading and transforming the trajectories for their families, And that grind is different. You know what I'm saying? But like what you mentioned, the whole stigmatization and the stereotypes of black student athletes on college campuses, how they try to limit you, place you in boxes on who you are. And coming from Georgetown, being a black student athlete at Georgetown, like that was different,
Yeah.
And you talk about the workload academically, along with the workload for sports, like, bro, being a D1, being a division, being an NCAA football player, like, that's a full-time job, bro. Like, I'm talking about 40 hours a week, like, at least.
It ain't for the week either. It ain't for the week.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real deal job, bro. And you still trying to get, an education on top of that. You feel me? And you still trying to balance your personal and your social life as well. So, it's a conversation amongst us all. If anyone feel free to jump in about your own experience as well.
Man, I'm just thinking about the D3 experience. It ain't nothing really different athletically, but when I say, I'm not talking about the players on the field individually. When I say academically and football, it's like you prioritize your academics. So, bro, it's head in, 2 feet in academically at a great college, University of the South. I think that name says in itself what it is for a black man. Coming into, I guess, trying to become an adult, being 18, not knowing what I was getting myself into, bro, I felt isolated, you feel me, as a black student, let alone a black student athlete during COVID, you feel me, going into the University of the South. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew I was playing ball. For the classroom, when you get to a classroom where the most you got is 12 people, it's small classes, so it's like 15 to 1 teacher, professor. So when you get into that small classroom setting, you have no choice but to, like, rise to the occasion. But then you have those students that are there just academically that are like, you might not really belong here. First off, you're a black student. And then me, you know how I am. I'm going to be me regardless. So, like, sitting in those settings, it's like, you really ain't supposed to be here. You here for football. You feel me? And then our football team was 0-10. We coming into a losing situation, trying to turn something around. So it's like, now you think about it, like, why are you here? You feel me? Basically.
That resonates with my experience too, because, being at Georgetown playing D1 football, like, a lot of people, Georgetown got a football team? You like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, man, coming out of high school being recruited, like, I wanted to go to the big names, like, I wanted to know, like, I'm doing this football thing legit, but, during that process, I had to really evaluate what's important to me, so I can play D1 football. It ain't gonna take me. It ain't gonna be the right road to the draft, but it's gonna set me up for success after graduation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really, when you come to making your college decision making, you really got to weigh your values. What's important to you for your life? Like, me personally being 5'7" ain't gonna have the same career goals as my guy Chico Bennett, who ain't 5'7", you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really, at those points, you got to make the decision, like, what you want to do with your life, and eventually, like, hopefully you make that right choice, but you got to be true to yourself on that.
I'm going to say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. So, I go to the same school as Caleb, as y'all know, and I could say the same. I didn't know what I was getting into before I started college. I didn't look too much into the football aspect. I just knew this school was gonna help me for my future. You feel me? And so, 2020 COVID is hard, man. And we go to a small liberal arts school where everybody know everybody. It ain't too many of us, so it's hard for us to relate to these other people. You feel me? And I don't understand where we come from. We jumping in this, we diving in head first. And so, I tell a lot of people. They ask me how I like the school. I tell them it's cool, but I tell them without Caleb, my homie DeCorian, I probably wouldn't make it for real, because they're the ones who helped me keep going, because not too many of us, we got to stay together, you feel me? And so it's been a long journey, but I think in the end, we're going to appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, man. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it, Joe. So you raise a couple good points, like community, like amidst the environments where you probably not struggling, or you probably not succeeding as you comfortably as you want to, like, you still got that core group that you value, and that's really making the journey worth it. And, that stems back to our time where we went to high school, The environment wasn't, always the most flourishing for us as black men. But, I feel like, I was just telling Caleb the other day, like, I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing. Like, what I got from that experience, the value, the relationships, and the people I have around me, like, it made it all worth it, So, that's another thing, man, community. Like, that's why I'm so appreciative of y'all being here today, because, community is how you go further. Like, we can all go far and we can all go fast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're talented enough to go fast, but, you trying to go far, you got to lock in with a core group of guys.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know, I feel like my kind of college experience as a black athlete is kind of different from y'all. It's just off the fact that where I'm stationed at. You know what I'm saying? Like being in Charlotte that's a whole black city of its own. You know what I'm saying? So it's been to points where like being at that PWI, man, you wasn't thinking it was a PWI. Like I'm walking into classes with shoot, it's way more black folks than it is anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like even the football team, like it's majority black people. So it's like it's even then though it's like the kind of other students, you know what I'm saying, they still looked at us crazy. You know what I'm saying? How big we was, just certain things we would wear coming into class and everything like that. Like they would always think like, oh, they just here for one thing, and then they leaving. You know what I'm saying? But with most of us, it's different. You know what I'm saying? We really trying to get an education, really trying to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to have a plan B on some things, just in case that football thing don't work out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you should consider it as a plan B. You know, I feel like that whole. I understand what you mean. I know you don't necessarily mean it because you're gonna pursue everything wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even think you should structure that as a plan B because we gonna be told like, bro, you gotta be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why you got a plan B? You already planning for failure.
Oh yeah, but like how I say about the plan B and stuff, it's like, you know what I'm saying. Pops always tell us all the time, like, you know what I'm saying. At one point in time, like football gonna end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So at some point you gotta figure out what's next. I wouldn't say like plan B is like, okay, this failed. All right, what else am I doing? But plan B is like, okay, like what's another step I can take to continue what I got going on?
Yeah.
You dig? So
Yeah, that's something we're gonna talk a lot about. But I wanted you to tell me a little bit about, your high school experience and the environment you was in is drastically different from what you're making it sound like. Charlotte's like, the environment's changed. So tell me a little bit what it's like, navigating those two spaces and how did you feel, being surrounded more by people that were like you, who shared similar experiences than prior.
So, I mean, of course, y'all was there with me. So, like, being in high school and stuff, being surrounded by almost everybody who don't look like you, it's kind of like, it's different, you know what I'm saying? Of course, just like Caleb said, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be me regardless, no matter what it is. But at certain points, it feels like almost a judgment, you know what I'm saying? Or almost as in, like, I get treated differently than someone else. But down there at college, like, man, like, I was able to open up more with more people, you know what I'm saying, rather than just my main group that I have here. Like, shoot, in high school, it's like, bro, I'm kicking with y'all boys. It's like, hey, I'm cooling. But back then in Charlotte, it's like, I got a whole bunch of different groups that I could be with, and I could still be myself and talk about what I want to talk about, and other people who can relate with me on other different standards like that.
Yeah, man. So a little bit more of that community aspect, having people who relate to you. Tell me a little bit about your experience with fraternities. Explain it to me on the basic, not the things you're not supposed to speak about. And the trauma as well. But nah, just tell me about, on the basic level, someone who goes to a PWI like Georgetown, like, bro, we don't have any black fraternities on campus. Like, I don't have that culture on my campus. I'm missing out on that. You feel me? So just tell me a little bit about, like, the fraternity environment. What frat are you in, if you want to speak on your experience, as a black man? What how does that benefit your life,
All right. Yeah, so, well, first off, I'm part of the greatest fraternity to ever live, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, man. But I would say joining the black fraternity, bro, it's like it opened up a whole nother door. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I had my football friends, you know what I'm saying? Of course I had just regular folks, you know what I'm saying? But I also have my fraternity brothers as well, you know what I'm saying? Not only in that, but it goes my fraternity brothers and not my sorority sisters as well, you know what I'm saying? We all kind of can relate and we can kind of talk about certain things that not everyone is able to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And not only just a social aspect, but it helped me, like, business-wise as well, you know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised how many different people that y'all see on TV every day as a part of a certain fraternity or certain sorority, you know what I'm saying, that you can lock in with and do business with, you know what I'm saying, just off the fact that y'all got that one thing in common. So it's like, it's opened up a lot of doors for me.
Yeah, man. Networking is important, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, man. I mean, you spoke about, not a plan B, but what's next? What's life beyond the football? And that's something we can pivot into now. A lot of y'all, everyone here can still play if they want to. A lot of y'all have seasons next, but mine just ended. I just played my grad season, and now I'm switching. Now I'm doing that pivot full speed. Like, what's next? Like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like I've been prepared for this. Like, this ain't doomsday. Like I was always prepared for these days, and I think this is just the beginning, and I'm excited. I'm excited about it, but tell me, as black males, I feel like society wants to place some limitations on one tracks on us. Like, you're gonna be an athlete, you know what I'm saying, and that's all you are. In your classrooms, like, you walk in with your gear on, like, you're just an athlete, and that's all you are. And then when you speak your mind, you show them you're intelligent, and they get all shocked and surprised, like wow, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Yeah. So it's like, tell me a little bit about identity, y'all, and identity and versatility. Some of the things that y'all are interested in beyond just sports. Anybody?
I kind of just want to first say, man, testament to you. Something that you kind of said that kind of went over, that can go over people's heads, is that that mindset of just being an athlete alone. And how you acknowledged how, football. The football side for you is done, and now you got to transition to the real world. And a lot of times, a lot of us athletes, are so fixated on that one goal to get to that 1%, which is like, the NFL or whatever it can be. And, when it doesn't happen, because, that's all you've known for all your life, everybody telling you, corner telling you this is what's going to happen. And then when it doesn't, the expectations that you quite have for yourself, you don't match up to that. It can be detrimental to your mindset, to your health, especially to your mental. I'm a big person on mental health, and I think that without your mind you can't do anything. And so a lot of athletes have been shown that when they don't get what they kind of set out to, and have to transition to the real world, it's tough.
They crumble.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so especially how you said that you're ready. I think that's big, because when you're honest with yourself, and then you're able to be present, be aware of what's going on. I think that's key. I think the biggest thing, if you're not honest with yourself, then you just deluding yourself, and you're gonna find yourself at a worse spot, being done than you are, trying to get your few steps ahead. You're sitting there mad and worried about everything. When it's like, dude, you still got all these opportunities. Just as Briston was saying, from the Kappa Alpha networking, football is a networking within itself. I say it wrong, but
You forgot the silent.
my fault.
It's okay.
But yeah, man, it's all this networking, man. I think we got to take it to our full advantage.
Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about the what you said, like basically knowing that this football thing ain't really forever, and having that identity, trying to find that identity. I think as soon as, at least for me, as soon as it was a lower level of football, it wasn't like, oh, I can't really do it, but it was like, okay, I feel like I'm not really confined. I feel like all of us aren't confined to one box. It's not one box that defines us. We might be in one box, but there's so many options and so many different routes we can take. It's just which one do we want to take when it's done. So like, man, trying to figure that out. It was really COVID, bro. Like that was such a pivotal time in finding my identity to like what you want to do, because it was no football for me. For Joe too, it was nothing. Like you at home trying to figure it out. Then we went to school, but it was we ain't do nothing. We working out on our own, so it was like I had time to kind of figure out what I loved outside of that. And that's when the writing, the music aspect came into it, which made school even harder, because it's like, what am I learning? You feel me? What am I here for? I don't really. So,
man, this is a reoccurring theme that y'all brought up, man, with COVID. And, like, you really look into it. We went to school during one of the most transformative times in our history, bro. Like, COVID was a thing in itself, man. And we was in university at that time. And I know this platform, Visionary Legends, was created during COVID. I had that time to really think and reflect away from football, away from school, what I want to do in my life. What's my purpose? And then I ended up formulating an idea, which I'm just now acting on 2 years later, after I had spent my time doing football, everything that was taking up all my mind. Now I got that free space. I can actually tap into things I wanted to do in my life. But that was during COVID, man. A lot of y'all speak about COVID and how it's impacted, your college career. It impacted mine. I had my freshman year killed from COVID, and then sophomore year as well. And I responded back to school as a junior, as an upperclassman, and I'm like, bro, I done missed 2 years of preparation. I done missed 2 years of workouts. I ain't had no spring ball yet. Like, what's up with these NFL dreams? Like, bro, what's going on? This school ain't really supporting it, man. And COVID really, like, exasperated it. It showed me. So it's like, bro, you got to figure out what you want to do. What's your next pivot? You know what I'm saying? So, Joe, Briston, anybody want to speak on, life beyond ball?
I would say, like, to hit back on, like, the ball thing, like, I was always told, like, the NFL stands for not for long. You know what I'm saying? So, at some point, man, you, like I said before, bro, you gotta figure out what's next in your life. You know what I'm saying? And, like, hitting on back with the COVID thing, man, COVID did some damage, bro. I'm talking about not being able to touch a facility, a field, nothing. So, it was like, at that point in time, I was like, all right, bro, like, I gotta figure out what else I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, this football dream's still real, you know what I'm saying? Because I still got a few years left ahead of me, but it's like, what's next for me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how I put it is, I go back to, like, my degree and everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm going real deep into what I got to do with that and everything, but most of the time, it's like, shit, even with my degree, bro, it's going to take about a year or two for me to really get in what I want to. So I kind of still trying to find my way into what I want to do and what I want to base my career path on and stuff, but, we still figuring it out.
Yep.
Man, for me, since a kid, I always had hoop dreams, man. This football happened to open doors for me. I just happened to be a little bit better than that at basketball, so that's kind of why I went to college for football. But I knew I wasn't finna go to the NFL, so I've been thinking about what I was finna do, after I graduate. And something I want to do is real estate, you feel me? Sell residential houses. That's something I got a passion for. That's something I enjoy doing. I feel like I'm a people person. But, yeah, that's how I'm feeling, man.
Yeah, man. So, Caleb, you mentioned talking about, your response to COVID, and how you was really like tapping into different things during that period away from football and away from school. You started writing a lot, and then you bounced back to school, and you're like, man, this ain't really interesting me. Like, I know this football thing ain't gonna be a long pursuit. Like, I'm really more interested in this writing thing. Tell me a little bit about, being an artist. You and Joe can speak on that. Like, developing the passion and sharpening your gift of music. During that time period.
Yeah, man, I really sat down and was just thinking about this last night. So it's crazy that you asked the question, but as an artist, like, at first it was just fun, bro. It's still just fun, and I love it. That's why I do it. But at first it was a way to escape. You feel me? Football gave me that way to express myself. I could go out on the field. I could go and get this anger, this pent-up aggression, the things that I bottled up all day. So when COVID stopped and football stopped, it's like I started just, let me try to write. You feel me? Growing up, it was always, let me be a strong black man. I can't really put my feelings out there, but you can't have no diary, nigga. So, like, you feel me? You feel me? You better not have no diary, bro. Like, your sister got a locked up pink one. You better not have no diary. Yeah. So, like, it was something that I avoided for a long time. Like, I can't write that down. So, when I got to college, I'm by myself. I'm like, sure. Joe in his room, Decor in his room by myself. Let me go and write something. So, I started writing. It was just like, bro, when I say perfect time, and the guy next to me happened to be recording stuff. He just heard it happening. And then that was just a way for me to escape. I tried it. I ended up loving it. I was like, that kind of sound good too. Like, let me see what's going on. And then I started to hear the response to y'all, bro. Like, don't nobody else know my music. You feel me? I don't drop nothing yet. But when I see y'all, like, hey, you got something with this one, it's like, okay, let me keep going. Like, let me keep pushing. But bro, I think it's hard. It's like jumping into water, fam, but in the dark. Especially as a new artist, not really. You have a connect, but you don't have an idea. All you know is that you love writing and you love going and putting them headphones on and going to record. You don't know too much else. So it's kind of like walking blindly almost at this point. But at the point right now, I'm just really trying to figure out how to market myself, how to contribute to the people around me, to your vision. Because I know this football thing ain't forever. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do to support my dream instead of doing something that I like.
Yeah, I mean, expanding on that, in what ways do you believe art can contribute to, like, societal conversations and change? Like, what impact do you foresee having with that platform,
Man, hopefully giving young black men, that don't really have that father figure all the time, giving them a place to say it's safe to express how you feeling, your true feeling. Not through anger, not through fighting, but you can sit down and not feel like you're being soft. You feel me? You can express yourself and be safe with that. So that's what I feel like my music at times tries to say. I feel like, you feel me? I talk a whole lot about having everything and then having it stripped away, and then coming back again and slowly building it back up. Things that I've just seen. But that's my message. My message would be, it's okay to express how you feel as a black man in America. You feel me? I feel like that hurts us as a lot, and it's not really being talked about.
Yeah. The mental health, man. Something that I've brought up a few times. Chico mentioned it as well, and I have a partnership, a platform that I'm trying to advocate for the mental health of student athletes. Specifically, that's the target focus. But y'all are expanding it, talking about the mental health of black men. And lack of expression. We suffer from a lack of expression. I know J. Cole mentioned one of his songs. He's like, excuse my language, but niggas in the hood is the best actors. You know what I'm saying? Like always wearing the mask, always trying to act tough. I think it's important that we lead and use our platforms to just kind of like expand those limitations that are placed upon the black man that are choking us out. Giving us less room to breathe. Making us stiffer and less expressive. Even the way that we connect and relate to each other, like we should be more empowered as black men. As the guys on earth. And how we engage with each other, and I think that a lot of that pressure is just, displaced energy from how other people treat us and make us feel, But yeah, still speaking about being an artist and that experience of creating those new talents and feeding those new gifts during COVID. Joe, you want to tell me a little bit about your experience with music?
So, I didn't have dreams of being an artist like Caleb did, but music is something I always loved and have had a passion for. And I've been around him, just watching him write, him rapping on the beat. I'm just over here taking notes, and so I do it for fun, really though. And after a couple of songs, I found out that like this song that I'm pretty decent at. You feel me? Another opportunity for me. You feel me? And so,
yeah, man.
And so, when that shit blow, you feel me? I'm gonna tap in for sure, cause like I said, I feel like that's something I could do for real. And I don't know, it's just opportunities, doors opening left and right.
Man, I think that it's important, like, y'all stay in tune with why y'all starting it anyways. Like, the fact that y'all, like, dog, I'm just in it because I like writing, or I'm trying to free myself or express myself, like, and then I'm looking around and y'all telling me it's tough, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, bro, like, as your friend, bro, y'all keep going, bro, because just, I listen to y'all's music, bro. Like,
that shit authentic, too.
Yeah.
I done been with this nigga shit saying about it, bro. He talking real shit.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I done seen it all.
I can relate to it, and I hear what y'all message y'all. It has a higher theme, it's a mission behind y'all's words. It's just not a bunch of blah blah. Hey, the music industry, bro, it's a shift going on, man.
I feel like it's opening up at the right time. Like, I'm gonna
say something?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was just saying the comment.
I was just gonna tell you, like, from that aspect, like listening to your music, stuff like that, like, yeah, we listen to everybody else's stuff, but like we don't really know what they got going on, what they speaking about. But like hearing y'all stuff is like, damn, like I really do remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I was with him when that happened. You know what I'm saying? So it hit different when you hearing this, like, and like I know what he going through. You know what I'm saying? Like we had these talks, we went through this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that. So
it ain't no
different.
It ain't no fugazi shit. Like I'm not supporting this shit just cause you my homie. Like this shit like actually hard for me. Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna lie to each other. So that's something that makes us different than a whole bunch of other niggas. Just like we really got that real love for each other, that respect that most people lack. And that's why I love these niggas so much. That's why they always the first ones I go to, and this shit forever. Kids. You feel me? Like goddamn family business.
Family business.
Fam, I'm like when you just said that, fam. I'm thinking about it like, bro, we stand on certain principles that's just different. Like when I say different, we want to see, like, when we see Chico winning, it's genuine love and genuine happiness seeing him win. We rooting for him, bro. It's some group of niggas that's like in the back, like, oh man, I hope this nigga lightweight.
Hope he
Like, I hope he's lightweight. Like, we lightweight in competition. We don't even compete. No. And that's the thing, bro. And like, I feel like that's what sets us apart, and that's what we need to show as a group. You feel me? To the younger generations, let them know, because right now, you feel me? We ain't nobody got no kids in here. But like, it just seemed like it's going downhill. You feel me? But yeah,
God, man.
Yeah, man.
No, that's real though. It's like same thing like what you just said, like how we support Chico and everything and do, cause like Chico doing big thing, bro. People don't really know for real. Hey, that boy gonna be huge. It's like how we was watching G, man. Yeah, in that bowl game, bro. You would have thought, but we was going to Hall fan club. Every time he on the screen, oh yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, we good. Yeah, he make a play, we going buck wild, bro. So it's like, I don't know.
I think that goes back to that whole community aspect that Tiy talked about, man. You know, something my dad always told me. He was like, you move as one, but you move as many in terms of your ancestors and everything like that. So that's something I've always adopted and always appreciated. And for me, it's like, I'm always proud to see y'all boys do your thing, man. I may not always say it, but no, for me, it's like, my biggest thing was I may not reach out as much or I may not say something, but I'm always watching. You know, it's always a, from a spiritual standpoint, I'm there. I'm sending my love, my energy to you and to all y'all and making sure that, everybody is getting what they want out of it. And I think it's something that's also pretty interesting is how from an energy standpoint is, the way we're all connected. Like, when one of us is feeling down or, a random call, you don't know what that one call would do. Because I remember like a couple years ago, man, a year ago, I can't remember when, but, I called Tony, or Tony called me, and it was just so timely, man. And we just started talking about everything and just how, where we were at in our current situations of life and how things were going, and then just to keep boosting each other up, reminding each other that, hey, you're here for a purpose. You want some things to get out of this, and don't steer away from it. Just keep going. I think that's for all of us. Whether it be a 5-minute, 2-minute conversation, it's just that little bit helps you propel forward, man. I think, and just all of us being able to tap into each other, and especially with these group chats that we got, just a quick little hit, or we see something, we send something, from memory, man. It just kind of just shows that listen, we all still tapped into each other no matter what. So I think that's beyond important.
Yeah, I mean that's something you bring up because we spent a lot of time apart from each other. These past 4 years, like we all been in different parts of the country. Chico being in Atlanta, and then UVA, and then Briston being in Charlotte, you guys being in Swanee, G being in Chicago, Northwestern. We got Tony up at Purdue. I'm in DC. Like we all we've been distant. You know what I'm saying? We've been apart, but nevertheless, like there's still been a connection. There's still been genuine support for each other. As we all, doing athletic pursuits or like career pursuits or artistic pursuits. And, just, the long distance thing, it been working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it's real, baby. When it's real, it's real.
I like the same. It's like the conversation I have with Stun all the time. It's like, bro, no matter how far no matter how many times we don't speak to each other, so it's like when we do, it's like, we back right to where we left off at. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation never ends.
Just like the lunch table.
Boy, we ain't gonna speak on them. The round table.
Yeah, that's something I always took into account because I know, as a D1 athlete for y'all, I know y'all time is spent most of football. So I knew y'all was busy. I ain't really had the time out y'all day to do whatever y'all want. But at the end of the day, I knew it was up. I knew it wasn't no bad blood. You feel me?
Never done.
At all.
Yeah, man. It's one day after Christmas. We're wrapping up the year 2023, and 2023 was a pivotal year for a lot of us. And what we do for our family. I want y'all to take a moment to just reflect on your 2023 goals, and acknowledge the achievements. And what you're most proud of, whether it be professionally, athletically, academically. And just speak about it, like what are some goals you wanted to do for this year? Like me personally, I wanted to, I just graduated in May, so I just graduated. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Major.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, just graduated from Georgetown University up in DC in May, and started my master's degree. So, that was something I really wanted to get done in 2023. And I kind of feel like since I jumped from my bachelor straight into my master's and kept playing football, I ain't really take too much time to really acknowledge it. I took a trip to San Diego with Caleb, and that was fun. Like, it was a couple of days, that was real good. But right after that, it was straight back to it. And I had got swamped with school and ball and all that. And now it's where I'm just okay, what did I do this year, bro? What did I accomplish?
Major.
So it's just a few of us, I know Tony's not here, and I don't know if Garnett's finished yet, but
He better be about 137.
yeah, it's a couple of us has finished and graduated school this year. So any of y'all want to speak about some of the things you accomplished in 2023? Feel free.
I just wanted to say before anybody gets started, man, thank God for getting us this far. At least this year's a whole lot of people that couldn't wake up. But that's all I want to say. Start that.
That's true.
From a 2023 standpoint, man, just like Ty, I got my undergrad in sociology. It was a blessed opportunity. You're right. But man,
yes, bro.
But thank you. But I think one of the things from something also kind of reflect on. Just as Ty was saying, I didn't really get the chance to acknowledge, and I still haven't really processed because I feel like my mind is. And I think I get it from my dad. I'm always on to the next thing. Always trying to look at what this is what I got to do. You take a quick little hit. After that, life is forever moving forward. I think from another point of reflection, something that I didn't quite accomplish the way I wanted it to was from a football standpoint. So I was dealing with some injuries coming into the season, and on top of that, I was already having a shoulder thing going on. I didn't quite achieve all that I said I wanted to do this year, and I plan on getting out. I stopped doing my masters. I felt like I had everything set out. I say from a time standpoint, I wasn't gonna do my masters, so I say what, I'm gonna clip that, and I'll get back into it at some point in time. But I think it's very timely in how things work, and nothing happens by coincidence. I think this was a very important year for me to look back and see that just as great things can happen, from year 2022 from a football standpoint. Things can also go sour too, and you got to learn from a mental perspective. How do you stand? How do you still show up each day and still prepare like you up? So I think that was very big for me, and I'm certainly seeing it now. The hunger and the desire it's always still there, but I think it was a big turning point, man. And the way things have happened, and it's crazy is that I'm still in a very blessed situation. With that, everything is going. The feedback I've gotten, they just want to see me be healthy, and for me, it's you do what they say you did in 2022, you'll be taken care of. So for me, man, it's that's good motivation coming in for next year's thing. The other point I kind of thought about, man, was from a point of expectation, not necessarily. I had a conversation with a good brother. Before I came here, Nash, and something that he kind of said was interesting. He was in the same boat, from injury and stuff like that. He said, he expected the same thing. He was going to be out this year, and something that he said, going into the next year was, not necessarily you want an expectation for yourself, but don't get caught up on what happens. Let life happen, but also, have that same approach, have that mindset you want, that hunger, that desire, and everything will take care of itself. And I think that's what I kind of thought back, and I kind of said, man, that's what happened back in 2022. I didn't really think, of course, you want these things, these accomplishments, but you sit out there and you kind of look and man, this is what can happen, but don't get too caught up on if something doesn't play out the way you wanted it to. And I think that's something that certainly happened for me, and I got caught up from a mental perspective, man. It was heavy on me, but I was glad I was able to go through this. I think things are very intentional. And that's also something I'm big on, man, is things don't happen by happy circumstances. I think everything is intentional the way things happen. And when it does, you got to be honest with yourself, just as we always talk about, be aware and take what you learn. Not everything is bad. I think everything that's considered quote unquote bad is actually a good lesson for you because it helps you prepare for the next things that are come. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. You touched on a couple good points, man. Like I said, the mental health part of it, but injuries, You know, we didn't speak too much about injuries. You know, being collegiate athletes, you know, there's a big dependency upon us to remain healthy. You know, and that's the whole idea. But the way that you are working out and constantly competing, like, it's detrimental to, you know, your physical health. You know, I dealt with injuries like, you know, I didn't play a full season until my grad year. Like, I had dealt with half seasons due to injuries, and like that builds up, man, and weighs you down mentally because you have an obligation and responsibility to the school and university to be healthy and be active, bro. Right. But when that's going away, they already see you as an athlete alone in school. Imagine an athlete that's not even competing. Like, y'all already, you feel me? So like, your environment like just gets smaller and smaller. Like, you go from already being a little separate from the population because you're an athlete. Then you're a black student athlete. You can't even blend in when you're not wearing your gym clothes. And then on top of that, you're not even active. You're injured. You're dealing with injuries. You're on the sideline. So your team is kind of like pushing you away, and that's who you spend the most time with. So like, you know, navigating the injuries, man, and how you respond to those things, because you can't control it. You know, like, you know, things happen for a reason. Like, I couldn't control the injuries I had, but I knew I had to be proactive in how I responded. You know, making sure I'm responding in ways that is going to keep me successful and keep me going. Even when I'm not feeling my best, like, how can I still improve today? How can I become better today, even when I can't physically move? So, you know, being a student athlete, man, can be very challenging on your mental health, you know, especially when you're faced with adversities, injuries, and things like that.
I think something that Caleb pointed out too, man, as, you know, he said as being a black man here is like, you know, from a feeling standpoints, you know, the diary, you know, you can't have that. You know, you kind of look down upon. And something that was crazy, man, is, and then tying back in with Tiy, you know, something I did, I should do more of it. I got my own little journal. You know, I kind of put it as, you know, the titles like my thoughts, you know, and what I found successful from that was how I was able to just, you know, say all I wanted to. It could be a few pages, it could be hella pages, you know, but at the end of it, I felt like I didn't feel as clouded. You know, I felt like I was free. I felt better, and I felt like I was able to move forward and be able to, you know, go about life the way I wanted to, and then handle things in an appropriate manner. Man, I think that's also big. And so, you know, to folks who listening, you know, get you a journal. You know, I think it's big, and you know, it may folks try to look down on it, but it's like, you'll be amazed by what it can do, you know, but really sit there and take the time to be able to just say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Express how you feel. Be honest with yourself. Don't feel like you got to check a box. And you know, it's different for everybody, but I think for me, you know, it's been major. I haven't done it in a minute. I'll probably do it at some point in time whenever it just feels right. But man, it's been big. So I did it after, you know, shortly after the tragedy that happened, and just, you know, kind of letting my feelings out from that standpoint. It was big. And then just, you know, talking to folks and just kind of getting, not necessarily moving on from it, but just moving forward. And, you know, having folks like y'all, man, just to talk to y'all each day, pour into me, and as I pour back into y'all, man, again, that's that connected, that spiritual part, man, I think is big. And so, yeah.
I mean, put it in your notes, bro. You can even put it in your notes. You don't even gotta be like a physical paper or anything like that. Yeah. Put it in your notes, label it something if you don't want. You feel me? You got somebody going through your notes, whatever. Label it something different. You feel me? Label it a fast food and lock it. You feel me? Even if, and that's anything. That can be thoughts, that can be issues. But I try to wake up at least every morning and every night, you know, before prayer. Just go ahead and put everything I felt from that day, because I need to wake up with my shoulders released. I'm trying not to let the past affect how I act in the present. You feel me? Even to the fact as business ideas, bro. I do it with any idea, any song, anything. I'm walking around, you got your phone always on, you go straight to the notes. Like, that's a journal in a way too. I'm just saying it don't gotta be a physical piece of paper, but I do got my little composition I might keep in my back.
For sure. I would say, like, going on with the conversation of like the journal and like the mental health standpoint, that kind of goes into like my goal for 2023. You know what I'm saying? Just off the fact that 2023 was it was a down year for me, just off the fact of, you know what I'm saying, injury as well, you know what I'm saying. So I blew my whole knee out, you know what I'm saying. So football was another escape for me. So it's like dealing with that and not being able to express myself how I want to, you know what I'm saying, being able to do the thing I wanted to, like it was hard, you know what I'm saying. I spent a lot of time in my room not talking to nobody, you know what I'm saying, just vibing by myself and stuff, and like having certain conversations with people, you know what I'm saying. It kind of just helped me get out that funk, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like my biggest goal, the biggest thing I did for 2023 was made it through, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of, like, I deal with a whole bunch, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things that I don't really even tell anybody, you know what I'm saying, because just like, you know, Chico, I got my own journal that I have, you know what I'm saying, that I write in every day, you know what I'm saying, just so I can free my mind of everything, you know what I'm saying, I got going on, some things that I don't feel comfortable expressing to people, you know what I'm saying. So I would say like that big goal for 23 was like, shit, I made it, you know what I'm saying, I can make it to another year, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro, that's an important point. Like, just maintaining, man. Maintaining, you know, you got hit with a storm, weathering the storm, and like just not giving up. You know, still staying passionate, still remaining inspired. Like, bro, that's powerful in itself because, like, I mean, everything ain't gonna be full of ups. Like, we all know this from personal experience. Like, it's gonna be a lot of valleys as well. But you know, I think my guy deserves a round of applause for maintaining for 2023. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the whole thing. That's what the process is about, man. Like when Visionary Legends was formulated, like I wanted a media platform, a creative outlet where, you know, it was inspiring the viewers, inspiring the listeners, you know, to make sure they're enduring the process, you know, because when you got a vision for something, man, like it ain't gonna come easy, you know, but having a vision, you know, is being able to see what others can't see. And, you know, what comes after that is the process. You know, I call it a lifestyle brand where you're enduring, you focus on enduring the process, make sure you're inspiring others who are going through those ups and downs and those valleys, going through those periods of growth. Like what we experienced a lot, couple of years over college and the past 2023 specifically was just growth. You know, I know, you know, the past couple of years, since 20, 21, 22, like, I'm like, dang, bro, this year was kind of hard. Like, I learned a lot this year. Like every birthday that comes around, it's like, bro, like, man, this year hurt. Like, I bumped my head a lot, bro, but I done grown a lot, you know. So, you know, we just in those stages of life right now where we're just transforming, man, doing a lot of growth. But, you know, Visionary Legends is also about, you know, accomplishing what you set out, you know, the vision endured, the provision, you know, using these opportunities where I kind of feel like I'm in the provision with VL. Like, this is a blessing for me. Like, for me to do this at the end of 2023, like, this is something I really wanted to do all year. Mm-hmm. You know, actually, like, bro, you got a brand, like, you got an outlet, you got a platform, and, like, you kind of throw little inspiration here and there, but, like, what actually is it, bro? And, like, man, it's my own platform, bro. I had to get over that whole social anxiety, like, not wanting to speak up, not wanting to appear on the phones, like, but, man, like, when you got the platform and you called for it, like, you just got to do it, bro. And it's just something I feel like, man, I'm going to go home, bro. I'm going to just do it, man. I'm going to book the studio. I'm going to see the guys pull up, man. So, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm telling you, the process of this, though, coming to fruition, bro, was, like, not easy. Like, I went through the injuries, bro. And that was just me being so wholly pursued on one direction where, like, those troubles was interfering with what I wanted to do with this, you know? So I just had to grow from all those things, as y'all mentioned. But, man, if there's anything else that y'all want to speak about, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I would say that for 2023, I've seen myself grow a lot from a football aspect. You know, the past couple of years, it's been a rocky road for us as a team. As Caleb mentioned, you know, 0-10, but this year we got a new head coach.
0-10. 0-10 is crazy. 0-10 is crazy. Yeah, you got it.
But
Couldn't let that slide. Because they said it earlier, but I was like, 0-10.
He said,
It's crazy. No.
Why you say it twice?
Nah, we still good. We got a new coaching staff. Somebody used to coach Chico, but we got a whole new coaching staff. I actually felt like I contributed to the team. I got some of my first collegiate touchdowns this year.
Yes, sir. Hey, press the button for my guy.
But also, personally, I was blessed to have the opportunity to go to Argentina and Chile for 4 months, and being down
nice.
there, that speaking on that journal, that's something I wish I would have did was write my thoughts down while I was down there, because I was alone and I had a lot of time to sit and reflect, and I noticed how different the world really is, and it just and I was already grateful before this, but after my time there, I was able to be more appreciative and grateful for the things I have and the things that we all have and the relationships, because it's different. I promise, everything ain't green on the grass ain't green on the other side. You feel me? And so,
I mean, what's some of the things you saw? Like, what's some of the key differences you saw from being their experience in Argentina? Like, that exposure, man, leads to expansion, bro. You know, you can go in about that experience.
the main thing I seen was inflation over there. Like, me buying things down there was nothing. Like, it was cheap as hell for me. But, I stayed with a host family. I would talk to my host mom about things I went to go, like, eat, buy whatever, and she'd be like, oh, my God, like, that's expensive. For real? Yeah, and I'm like, that ain't nothing for me, you feel me? And so, just to see that, like, and another thing I seen was a whole bunch of homeless people on the streets, like, digging out of trash cans, trying to get food. Like, I just feel bad for them, man, because inflation for them over the years has gotten higher and higher each time. It's just making it hard for people to maintain and do everything they want to do. But yeah.
But you learned a lot during that experience,
for sure.
man.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro. That's an experience, I wish to have for myself, be able to travel a lot in 2024. Yeah. Solidify my passport. I've always been speaking about it, getting one, but I definitely plan on getting one soon, starting that process.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want this to be a platform where you all can, share whatever y'all want to. If y'all feel like y'all have anything to close, feel free.
I think one of the biggest things, man, that you kind of touched on earlier that, somebody, we ain't really like, highlight was, you stepped out into the light of being uncomfortable and cool with that, in terms of your social anxiety and stuff like that. Like, I think the biggest thing, man, is if you stay content, you stay comfortable, you find yourself not really getting to where you want to go. But, if you step out into that feeling of comfort and really be in an uncomfortable situation, that's where you find the most growth from. I think that's how we all, started to get to where we are right now, man. We done operate in a level of comfort. We done things that were tough, things that we didn't want to do. Like, hell, Joe went out to Argentina. I wasn't expecting Joe to go out there. Joe there for like 4 months. I'm like, damn, Joe. But man,
he was gone,
man. Having a good time too. Yeah, and stuff like that, man. Like, you open it. Your eyes are more open to certain things, appreciative, and then just it probably sparks another fire desire for you, to go out and go do it and do what it is that you want to do. And then, for Caleb, man, with the music and how everything is played out for him, it just goes to show that, again, you got to step out of your comfort zone, because if not, you're going to find yourself, missing out on opportunities. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I kind of, conversation I had with my pops the other day, man. I say, for me, I'm very close to my parents. Blessed situation, but for me, it's like, we talk about a lot, and I've always said, thing that I kind of, had a fear of was losing them. As we're tied so strong, our bond is strong as hell, man, and that's what I'm very thankful for. Times I'm looking at them like, yeah, you talking too much for me, but for real, it's like I apply it all. If I want to, as soon as I'm like outside of them, man, I'm down to the T, and that's what I'm very thankful for. But, I was having a conversation with a man, and something that kind of really like stuck out to me that he said. I told him, I said, my fear is of losing y'all. As I'm very close to you guys, and I said, what's something that you fear of? And he said, he doesn't fear death, and he says that for many reasons. Especially as he was out serving in the military and stuff. Being deployed. he says, you know, you see a lot of people lose their lives. He said, you know, he saw a lot of things. You know, you know, out on patrol, and you know, you got your comrades with you. You know, IED blows up. You know, half their arm, their leg, stuff blown off. He said that stuff is real. You know, you're in control of the lives of men who, you know, they got families. Everybody got their own man character back home. You know, and you know, you in charge of their lives, and so it's real. And so, you know, to that point, he was like, you know, I don't fear death. He said the thing I fear is missed opportunities. And I was like, and I kind of sat back. I'm like, you know, what you mean by that? And so he was just like, you know, the fear of missing something that, you know, having that opportunity that, you know, say, for example, like, and he kind of, you know, went from a future standpoint of like, you know, missing an opportunity out with my grandkids, or missing out an opportunity to do something right here and there that could, you know, create a memory that, you know, you can't forget. You know, I think for us, man, I think, you know, for me more so to say, I kind of like, you know, shifted my idea, my fear of that, of just missing opportunity, because, you know, in life, you know, a lot of things are gonna come and go, but you know, you miss out on your opportunity, you know, it's something that you don't know how that could affect you. So yeah.
That's a gym sheet. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't fear death. I fear missed opportunities.
That's a shirt.
Message.
Gotta get that in there.
That's your second
notes,
message.
bro. I was putting my notes. I got my phone.
Hey, that's your second message of the day, bro.
I need that one. I'm gonna give you credit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our soldiers, man. Soldiers, man. Especially our black soldiers and the ones who served and are currently serving. You know, the troops, the real on the ground members, for real.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man,
Real steppers.
we don't fear death, man. We don't fear death. We fear missed opportunities. I like that, Chico. Thanks for sharing.
Put that on a t-shirt.
All right. I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Well,
Appreciate you though.
Appreciate
bro.
you.
Hey, give it up for Deuce.
thanks. Yeah, just the beginning, y'all. I'm excited, man. Appreciate y'all for, you know, helping me start. You know, this means a lot, man. I made some tea this morning, and like had a note on the side of the packet. It was like, every 1,000-mile journey start with a couple steps, man. That's what it said this morning. I took a picture of it on my phone, man. But, you know, I was very excited from the day I got out of bed this morning, you know, just preparing for this over the past couple of days. You know, it's just cool to see it come to fruition. Like, even just beyond the past couple of days, past couple of years, man, like, I've been telling y'all about this idea and this lifestyle brand, but never really done anything to create something. So this is the first thing. This is how we're surfacing, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for being here. And, you know, that's a wrap. So thank y'all.
Yes, sir.